Oh no, it's happened again. What? What is happening? What the? In one of my previous videos, I talked about terrible games. One of these games being a game that originally cost $100 before a massive sale. When I first saw this game, my mind glazed over at the idea that these people can make their games this much money. With that price, I expect my twins to get washed while I was playing it. Doing a bit of research, I discovered there was more, and I researched a tiny bit more and discovered that there was a shit ton more of these games. And for some reason, these people really like putting these games in bundles, as if there's an entire organization of these potato hats trying their hardest to get these things to sell. The more and more I discovered these games, the more something grew in my mind. How bad were these games? With my curiosity once again destroying my financial stability, I decided to give some of these games a shot and to see how bad these asset flip abominations really are. All of you sit back and watch me basically burn my wallet at this point. Come along as I jump even further into the shit-ridden walls of the $100 game rabbit hole. Tank's Logic. Sounds like I have a lisp saying that. Tank's Logic, released on November 16, 2022. Tank's Logic is a game in which you control a tank and solve puzzles. Yeah, solve puzzles. Let's see here. Action, RPG, political sim, MOBA, first person, roguelike, anime! Oh god, not this one. You already know it's a great start when the first game states that it's a puzzle game, but it has no puzzle tags on it. At least it's cute. But to get started, when you start up the game, it just drops you into the infinite void. No pause, no way of getting to the settings or how to control the game. Fortunately, the only thing you can do is move around by clicking, with the only objective is, get out, I think? Honestly, I have no clue what you're supposed to do. I literally just started clicking around until one of these doors things popped open. I then moved around a bit more and went to the next level. I'm guessing you're supposed to solve the puzzles and go to the next level, but I don't think moving around to open a door is a puzzle. But you know, it's the first level, you know, to get used to controls. Maybe the next level with no. Oh no. Oh hell no. Oh god no. Each and every room is just move around and hope that you find the random spot to open a door or lift a platform to continue into the next room, and then repeat that for the next 30 minutes. There are literal rooms where I just move around in circles, only for me to just randomly solve the puzzle. I'm very confident in saying that this... See, what triggered it? What? Tell me, honest to God, what triggered it? Either because I solved the puzzle, or because I'm so for not solving this masterpiece of a puzzle, it just solved itself. The only thing that changes within each room is how abstract the paths become as you move around. But honestly, all they do is make some of the rooms so painfully slow. Not to mention that the game is so boring. It's supposed to give you this artsy, philosophical vibe to it. But all I feel is how much God has forsaken me as I pursue my own personal hell. It felt like I was just wandering around randomly until I solved the room. Including when playing, it felt like this game could have had something more to it. If they sat down and did more than jerk off on a keyboard and make it a homunculi of a game and call it a day, then honestly, I think we'll find a pretty decent game. Like, you can't tell me in between stealing assets, they could have just figured out something cool or interesting? My mind was fading away into the void the more I played this game. There was nothing happening with this game. That was until I just beat the game, I think. What? Wait, what? What just happened? The game just gave me a number. I think it's my score. I don't really know how you score moving around. I also discovered that you can still move around, but nothing happens at this point. No matter where I went, where I moved, or anything like that, it just stopped here. Not really wanting to figure out if there was more, I accepted that I've won the game, but at what cost? This game was so f***ing boring. At least the other games I played actually had some fun, despite it being from the glitches. They somehow made a walking simulator even more goddamn boring. And yes, this game is a walking simulator. Your tank literally has footsteps. But maybe, the insanity that this game provided me, maybe that is the tank's logic. 1 out of 5 war crimes. Break Everything is a mini-series of games where you break everything. Released on January 19, 2023, this game uses everyone's favorite engine, Unreal. Where you go around the demo rooms they use to show how powerful the engine is, with your objective being deleting the furniture. This shit's $100. The other one is $200. These are two separate entity games that cost $300 to play. There's no way Steam could just allow this. There is no way I allowed myself to pay for this. I could have used that money for anything else, but no, I had to spend it on this damn video. I could have gotten anything else. Battle bits, Arma 3's on sale while I was making this. Rain World, why did I do this? Like I said before, your objective is to delete objects from reality as fast as possible. And that is it. Including when you just rapidly clip your mouse and you just have your massive balls bounce around and just hit everything in a short amount of time. But because there is no God, there is another version of this game where instead of a small room, you have a large open space and have to aim to get some of the objects. The big issue is that you are stuck within this said space despite how big the area seems. But you know, the same old shit show as before. This one actually had me looking around and engaging with the game, but the only issue I discovered was that the last object I needed to delete might as well exist in another plane of existence because no matter what I did, I could not delete this bench. I got so frustrated, I tried every angle to get rid of it until this happened. Oh, wait a minute. Proving myself once again that nothing can contain me, I have expanded my horizons once again. I began to venture out into the open world, where I discovered that these really had this much space available, but decided to just block it off. This is just a test asset map you get from Unreal, but if you're making me pay over $100 for the base game around shooting objects, you might as well make every item on this stupid map deletable. Just let me break everything. Let me Katamari this shit. What the hell? As if I can no longer escape my past, I would find the edge of the map, decide to venture into the great void ahead of me. Luckily, the void is solid, and I continue on foot trying to discover how far I can go out, only for my fun to once again be tarnished. Oh, shit. Oh no, it's happened again. Yeah. Holy shit, that place is big. Me and my old friend, once again, I would fall into the void. Oddly enough, this game spared me the suffering of waiting 45 minutes to die. The game would just simply crash and let me start over. But I will see that was the only real fun of the game, and after a second time around of exploring, I would soon lose that luster. Realizing that there wasn't much for this game, I decided to end the game a bit early, accepting my defeat over this stupid bench. This game is extremely simple, but ironically, this game could work as a scavenger hunt type of game. But of course, coming up with a good idea requires more than 2 brain cells. I should know, I only have 1. I guess I'll give these guys some credit. I'll just package these 2 as like a single thing, but I guess it was a bit fun, at least the second one was. I give this 2 out of 5 massive balls. Space Cube Tower Defense. Ah yes, seems like my tactical war crimes are needed once again. Released on March 1st, 2021, this game is a tower defense game with the most unique gimmick I've ever seen with these type of games. Where instead of placing your towers on a pathway, your towers are on a Rubik's Cube, and you have to rotate the cube to match the color of the ships that appear to destroy them, trying to get as many waves as possible, easily outshining the other 2 with not only its creativity, but at least getting my attention to play it than what is required, with the idea that if you solve the Rubik's Cube, you could just win the game. But unfortunately, my IQ and hand-eye coordination are lower than the age of a newborn baby. Fortunately, I can keep up with my knack of casually breaking these games, finding myself here when I quickly discover that even if the tower is not on the right place, if you time it right and swing the tiles around, a single tower can destroy a row of ships. Or my favorite, being able to just play the entire game blindfolded, because the game's death screen soft slots the game. However, the game itself is still playable. So let me try again. Of course, this would be the glitch in this. Wait, I'm still playing. Bro, I'm still playing even though I'm dead. Oh my god. Let's see if I can actually beat it while like blind. This is how people do like Rubik's Cubes blindfolded. Come on, come on. I can't believe I'm doing this. Wait, I did it? Did I do it? Hey, yo, I did it blindfolded. Hell yeah, let's go, boy. Proving my superiority once again, beating this game blindfolded, I would play a bit more before it was time to move on to the next game. Unfortunately, there isn't much to talk about with this game, as you get the whole idea from it the moment you look at it. But I can at least say that I did enjoy it a bit, but I would rather solve an actual Rubik's Cube with my nutsacks than play this game for $100. 2.5 out of 5 DVDs of Cube. I love it when games just start off trying to kill my ears. This is Johnny Rocket, released on November 12th, 2018, and immediately this game gives off this old Flash-like vibe to it. And oh god, would I rather play some Obama Alien Defense right now. At least this game has the decency to give us a damn menu screen. Looking through the menus, you can see that this game actually has some interesting modes, such as a hardcore mode and versus mode. Seeing that the first game that started this all with this price had something similar to it, I can only imagine how wonderful this one is going to be. But we have to start off with one at a time, going straight into it. We play as Johnny Rocket, taking a shit until Nazis start attacking. You know, just an average Tuesday afternoon. To get started, the game plays like your standard side-scrolling shooter flash game, with the only ability to move, jump, shoot, and barrel your head into a Nazi at light speed. And the first thing you'll notice is that the volume of this game is so loud. When there are like more than 2 enemies on the screen, their sounds just blend into an amalgamation of the symphonic destruction that likes no one has ever heard before. Oh my god, what is... It also doesn't help that this game's audio is randomly off sync, pissing my OCD off once again. The only thing you'll also discover is that this game is kind of hard, but strictly because this game is extremely janky. The game is very stiff, enemies assigned to either ignore you or fire every known bullet made on this planet on a dime, and your bullets can literally phase through enemies. But playing through the game, it's very clear that this game is so far the most well-polished of the games. Yes, there is so much jank that one of the bosses has most of your bullets going right through it. I also discovered that the game continues playing when you fall to your death, and the game has crashed on me at least 5 times while playing it. But compared this game to the others, this game might as well be the fucking Mona Lisa. The story itself is extremely bare, but at least there is one. Playing as Johnny Rocket, you fight through the army of Nazis to continue to take your shit. Yes, every level ends with you dropping a deuce, fighting through the ground forces, air support, and a Nazi Gundam until you track down the leader in Antarctica, fighting through exploding penguins. Littlefoot, no! Pushing my way through the army, I would finally face the final fight.
Johnny Rocket, you never real. That's your ass kill.
What the fuck? You know, I never thought I would find myself paying $100 to see Hitler's Gatling cock. And to be honest, I don't think my younger self would want that for me either. But my younger self is dead, and so is my mental state. To beat this, you just need to shoot this wheel and spin it around a few times to defeat Hitler. Honestly, this was the easiest fight of the game. After this, you have the ability to... Oh god! I can't with this game. Oh my god, we did it! We saved the boy with the striped pajamas. And having one of my grandest shit on the world's largest toilet. After which we complete the game, and honestly, despite it being the best game of the bunch so far, the fact is that you're paying $100 for basically a shitty Flash game. Even with how funny and memey this game is, it doesn't make up for the price. However, we still have 2 more modes. Maybe these will help make this into a masterpiece it really is. For hardcore, all it was that it was the same game, but now shooting your gun would take health away from you, and when you're on your last half, you can no longer shoot. But I soon discovered you could just cheese it at like light speed with your headbutt. I would continue this until the game crashed, and then I decided to give up on it. But now, we finally see this infamous versus mode. "10 out of 5, game of the year, get me the hell out of here!" Hidden post-apocalypse top-down 3D, holy shit. Released on March 9, 2022, Hapta 3D is a top-down scavenger hunt type game, where you look through the maps filled with these asset flips trying to find random items as fast as possible. The only thing you can really do is just look around for objects in one map. The other maps of these being completely separate games, which are, of course, $100 each. What, you honestly thought that these f***os had some integrity? In fact, there's so little to talk about, I decided that this whole section is just my live recording of it. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Oh, and it crashed. Let's go, boys. Only 2 seconds in and it crashed. Okay, so essentially it's just a weird scavenger and hunt with some asset flips. Okay. With a low price of another $100, you too can experience this twice as much with another map. Oh, nice. That's the most descriptive thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Still found it. Bro, I would rather listen to that stupid, terrible Resident Evil song. What is this music? There you go, I'm gonna take your gun away. Have fun, pussy. Yay, I got 4,813 coins. I don't know what that's for. I was able to beat it. It's still going, but I think it's about 14 minutes. Bro, why is it spinning? That's not helping at all. Especially since you can't look at the world in like 3 dimensions. Bro, if you just focus on that shit could just make you sick. Why not, instead of making it spin on its own, why you make it spin? Like, you just let it spin. You can just spin it. Bro, how do they make like a simple game of trying to find objects make me want to throw up? From like zooming in to a atom, seeing everything collide in like a flash of colors, and then just seeing this thing constantly spinning on my peripheral. Also, why does it sound like there's 2 different songs playing? No, nice. Yay, I got 3,015 coins. I think I'm starting to finally lose my mind playing these games. It doesn't help that these games share the same music that starts burrowing into my soul, or the rapid spinning of the camera in my peripheral for one of these maps that made me want to throw up. But of course, I can't leave this game without finding a way to break it. However, this one would have the most boring reality break of any of these games, and the only one that made me sick. How far? Oh, yeah, let's go. You can't escape from me. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Look at that. 16 times the detailed shirt. Oh lord. Oh god. Bro, I'm getting sick and tired of these games. Why the hell did I do this? But if you really want, for the low price of $100, you too can try and beat my world record score of 3 minutes. I don't know, I guess I give this game, my sanity out of my will to live. Let's just get this over and done with. Pure Glasses, released on November 4th, 2021, is your classic horror game walking simulator, with the gimmick where you have to blink every nanosecond or die of a heart attack, and I'm not joking about that either. Bro, can you... Bro, did I just get a heart attack for closing my eyes for This is very similar to the SCP game where you have to maintain your eye gauge and blink. But this one cracks this shit up to max annoyance, because not only do you have to hold the button to see, you only have a few nanoseconds before you have to close your eyes for like a minute for you to open your eyes again. I quickly learned that you can bypass this by just mashing the button and giving yourself epilepsy instead of a heart attack. The objective of this game is... I have no idea, because this game is a giant horror game fever dream. When you start off, you wake up in a dark room, picking up this doll and a man having fun with what's happening. Afterwards, you enter a portal and find yourself in a bed, only for this to happen. Bro, what? Already a minute in, this game already wants to fold in on itself. That's almost a new record. From here, the game really begins, and you'll see what I mean with how annoying the blinking system is. Because from here on out, the game plays like you just woken up from a 6-hour coma nap, with your alarm blaring and you only have 5 minutes to get ready to head to work. Because the first guy I just showed you can decide to kill you if your eyes are open while he's sniffing, and you have to do this while making sure you don't have the heart attack at the same time. Surviving that, you have to put this cube sofa in front of this banging door, and after which there's still banging, and you have to make sure you don't get jumped by this pig. But because it's so unclear what you're supposed to do, I spent around 30 minutes running around the house, giving myself epilepsy to learn that not only is this house incomplete, but for some reason, the doors don't work. The outside is a void, and you only have like a minute to not get got. So running around with my head cut off for a long while, I will learn that you have to hide in this closet. You would then have to close your eyes while the pigman looks for you, and then will f*** off. At this time, a new portal will appear, only for you to get blasted by pig farts. What? What the hell? Learning that you would take a shit, I would go towards the portal, but if you just go straight towards it, the pigman gets you and you have to start all over again. The game not being clear, I would walk into the bathroom to discover that the pigman doesn't do anything, and I would give the chance to walk around the house. Finding nothing and becoming one with the void once again, I would give myself a heart attack. Trying again, merge with the pigman, probably satisfying because now I can go into the portal, where I would low into the next level and this would happen. What? Yo? What is happening? Find myself in a car, I need to drive while avoiding this UFO. I will learn that making blinking a conscious activity and driving is the worst thing than actually drinking and driving. Crashing about 50 times and resetting until I would eventually make it to the end. Only having a few seconds to breathe, I would find myself in a forest being chased by a giant skelly man. Running through the forest, I would find that this was the easiest thing about this game while rapid blinking. Reaching the end, I would find myself in a graveyard where a giant bug wants me to follow it. Because every time I would go too far, it would kill me. And because this thing is a bitch, it tries to goo me to slow me down. But I could just step around it and follow it. It stops in a grave and it just starts screaming. Not knowing what to do, I would take too long and it would then kill me. Coming back, I would just hop into the grave as the top of it would close on top of me. I would try to bang myself out of it with no avail. Ending the game like a classic creepypasta game, showing a gravestone with your information on it. And holy shit, what did I just play? If you're wondering why I just ran past everything, it's because this is how the game felt while I was playing it. This game was a fucking drug trip with no ability to take a breather. At first, I thought this game was going to be a standard horror game, but after getting my ears violated by a screeching pig fart and finding myself in a car with a damn T-posing alien in my backseat, I would develop an aneurysm, BOSD'd, and would wake up 20 miles in the Arizona desert. I had no idea what was happening, and every time I tried to figure it out, the game would just hit me behind the head with a bat. It doesn't help that this game breaks the moment I try to do anything that isn't what it wants me to do, despite what it wants me to do is extremely unclear. I may have broken the game like I usually do, but I feel like the game did that on its own with the first few seconds of playing. Honestly, I can't say if I enjoyed the game or not. Stuff just kind of happened, and this game was priced something cheaper or, you know, free. Honestly, I would probably say I would enjoy this. This type of monkey humor is something I'm all for. If anything, I can say that despite the annoyance of blinking, this game is so far really the best of the bunch. I guess I would give this 3 out of 5 pig farts. And those were the games I decided to spend my money on, because if I did any more, I'll be doing this video in a damn cardboard box. And the thing that I've learned from this is,
You can't keep getting away with it!
the idea that these games exist in general in a platform like Steam just baffles me when I first discovered them. I would be baffled even more when I actually played them. I get that there are some people just trying to cash in some money and pray a chump would actually pay for it. But the scales of quality of each game is something I could never imagine from the same people. And stating that, you guys may have discovered that I've been excluding who developed and published these games, and there's a reason. I say that these people tend to put these games in bundles, the same games in fact, despite them being completely different games. I would try to dive further in to find out more, but I was disappointed to find out that all these games were developed by the same studio, Haiti, the same people who made the game I played in the previous video. I know there are other studios that do this, but it was crazy to discover that all these games were made by the same developer. Hell, even published by them too, with only some of them being developed by different people. But I am to believe that these potato rats are all the same developers, most likely to get around some things on Steam, or these are a bunch of games that are simply used to get a bunch of achievements real easily, to try and milk those who really want to get 100% achievement scores on Steam. Which I don't really get for this platform, but sure, why not? Or the fun theory, we may have found a Steam money laundering scheme.
Audible gas!
I'm not much of an expert on this. All my information about money laundering I got from like Budahard. That can explain why a lot of these games, despite the prices, actually have positive reviews. In fact, they actually seem very robotic and stagnant for what they are, showing things like how detailed and complex these games are, despite them being literal dog shit. They purchase a game through other means of currency and cycling out the cash for them to acquire it, giving a good review to show that it's actually working, hiding under the pretense that this game was specifically made to give people a 100% achievement rate for a game. And because there's no traction and so little people even know about them, that's probably why they don't get a lot of trouble. It's simply because who cares? Nobody's really seeing this, and they can just do it within the background. And because so little people are actually noticing things, those who are actually involved with it are the ones benefiting from it. I mean, it's not as bad as some of the other stuff like the NFT situation with Logan Paul is, but the idea that this thing actually exists is quite fascinating. I'm pretty sure no one on this is probably gonna get in trouble, especially since I have to state that this is an alleged theory. Like I said, I'm not much of an expert on this, but I am more than willing to do some more research about something like this, especially if this is actually some kind of money laundering scheme. And if not, at least you saw me suffering playing some shitty games. But with that was my video of my financial suicide. I sold my home, lost my family, and the government is now currently hunting me down for not paying for my phone bill. I do not plan on doing this again, nor will you make me. I'll consider this if this video gets 1 million views, which I doubt, so suck my ass and I hope you enjoy it. But all jokes aside, if this video actually does get a lot of traction, I don't really mind doing something similar to this in the future, if I'm not bankrupt from posting this video, and maybe even go further down the alleged money laundering scheme here. And if that's something that you guys are very interested in, let me know in the comments down below. But if not, I do hope you enjoy it. And if so, you know, maybe hit that like and subscribe button after everything I spent for this video. Well, with that, I hope you all enjoy your day, and I hope to see you for the next video. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you all stay safe. See ya.